Sup, we are back for another review, and for today we're going to be checking out the first Kiwiears here in this channel. This is the KE4, and I'm really excited here because this is a 2BA 2DD configuration, and of course being the first Kiwiears, it's going to be our first time maybe checking out how they tune their stuff. So it says KE4 sound redefined 2BA 2DD, and of course we're gonna guess the price of this later. So I'm glad they reached out to me because I want to listen to their IEM. So we always like that here in the channel. We like to know how manufacturers tune their stuff, maybe their house sound, and here being a hybrid configuration, so they might give us a very interesting take here on IEMs. So opening this up, this is gonna be our unboxing experience. And yeah, we're gonna guess the price later, so I'm also gonna guess it based on the unboxing experience. It says Kiwiears. Opening this up, there you go, and that is your IEMs. There you go. It's a bit maybe glossy. All right, and it feels good in the hand here actually. So it feels quite premium, and the plastic quality as well is pretty good. It's your really solid feeling resin plastic, so definitely a notch up compared to maybe your budget counterpart. So yeah, it feels good from the get-go here, and the shape as well is your maybe custom IEM shape. So that's your fins, which is definitely something that I like personally. Silver at the side, and actually it's finished really nicely here for me. It has that maybe mirror kind of finish, which definitely looks cool here for me. And it's actually maybe a medium to big size type of IEM, so definitely cool on that. But let's check that out later. So let's check out what you're getting in the box. So here you are getting your case. Very nice to have maybe a soft hard case included with your kits. So nice package there. And this is now your cables. Ooh, quite weighty cable, and quite weighty plug as well, so feels really good quality here. Quite maybe silky cable, but the ear hooks is quite seen, so I'm not a fan of that. But all the maybe plug and also the metal trims feels good. It feels a bit heavy, but I would say not the maybe highest quality feeling case that I've felt, but definitely pretty good. And you're getting 3 sets of tips. So with me, I usually go for medium-sized tips. So we're gonna test that out here in this video. This isolation, really nice isolation here. I would say very good isolation. Fits really well to the ear. This fits like it's custom made for me. So it fits really well here, and it seals right away. Very nice on that. But it's a snug fit here, so I can see me wearing this in a live monitoring situation. So even if I jump around, move around, this won't move at all. But this is what it looks like. There you go. You have your custom IEM maybe looking fit on the side. Maybe comfort though, not the best comfort because it's quite snug. I can definitely feel the tightness of the fit here. But of course, we're gonna have our first listen. So we're listening to some I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton. From the get-go, quite musical. Pretty balanced presentation. Nice mids. Nicely positioned mids. And definitely your hybrid sound is showing here. You're getting your maybe clean and the maybe clear top end, and the impactful low end. Quite revealing sound overall. That's my first impressions. So definitely the hybrid configuration is showing in this IEM, and I would have to say in terms of the BA side of things, this is quite nice BA presentation, but definitely more in the musical side of things. Let us try some Let's Groove by Earth, Wind and Fire. Actually, maybe first impressions, this reminds me of maybe a BQEYZ type of sound, or even the Starseas, that type of sound. But maybe this is still a bit more musical than the Starseas. Definitely the sound quality here, the tuning falls to my preferences. Maybe has of course some moondrop qualities, but maybe a bit cleaner presentation here because of the BA part of things. Yeah, maybe the Starseas is what reminds me of this. But this might have a bit more maybe smoothness compared to the Starseas, a bit more maybe luscious vocal. So let's try some bass, maybe some Chunky by Bruno Mars. The bass is definitely ample here. So for bass, this reminds me of maybe a more impactful Moondrop type of bass. It's actually quite fast, but it's big in the mix. So very surprising here. Maybe it's the driver maybe choice here. So it's quite fast but quite big. So even for maybe a big type of bass, they were able to make it still not have a mid bass bleed, still quite fast in the presentation, and actually has a bit of warmth here for me. Has a bit of maybe mid bass. So definitely a big type of bass. But here in Chunky by Bruno Mars, still it's big but quite controlled. But definitely this is I would say even for quite big of a bass, this is quite technically capable for me. Quite fast attack, and then the decay pretty fast as well. Let's try some 24K Magic with Bruno Mars. Here, so in 24K Magic with Bruno Mars, so some IMs already has some mid bass bleed. Here it doesn't have some mid bass bleed, so it's still quite controlled. So they were able to make it impactful, has some rumble, quite big, but a no mid bass bleed for me, still quite fast in the presentation. So maybe it's that maybe 2DD presentation here. So maybe the lower part has your 2DD, which makes the bass a bit bigger in the mix. But they were still able to make it fast. Really love the bass here for me. So in the channel, this might be maybe the biggest, but maybe most technically capable that I've listened to in the bass department so far. Really impressive here. Quite a mature sounding pair. So it still has your musicality, that rumble, but they were able to make it in a technically capable way. So really impressive here for the bass. So they were able to find a balance here. And I love as well the deep sub bass. A lot of sub bass in the mix for me. Really goes deep in the mix. Really technically capable bass. I'm happy with the bass here so far. Really nice here. Let's try some vocals actually. Maybe some It's My Life by Bon Jovi. Yeah, the vocals, really nice positioning. Quite upfront vocals for me in the mix. And has a ample micro detail as well, maybe because of that BA presentation. But here, compared to other BAs, it's a bit more luscious for me, a bit more maybe smoother in the presentation. And I love how open the sound is, but there's no shoutiness for me. There's no weird peaks for me in the vocals. It's quite open. It's quite revealing of a presentation without maybe being a bit too crisp or being a bit too overly aggressive. So it's the right balance here of vocals. Really high quality vocals here for me. Really quite open of a presentation and detailed as well. Let us try some. Yeah, I'm loving the listen here so far. Into You by Ariana Grande. Yeah, for female vocals, both male and female vocals nicely positioned for me in the mix. And much like the male vocals here, this is quite detailed, open, and nicely tuned as well. No weird peaks for me. Very nice tuning. So actually, yeah, the mids maybe reminds me of a Moondrop style of presentation. But here you're getting maybe a hybrid configuration. So you have your maybe advantages of having a bit more micro detail, having a bit more quickness there. Love the mids here. Yeah, bass and mids falls to my preference so far. Let us try some Jumping In by Joe Satriani. For Jumping In, Joe Satriani, lots of micro detail for me on top. And the nicely resolving guitars as well. So ample extension. Maybe great accuracy for me in the presentation of guitars. Nice micro detail. No weird peaks for me. Pretty balanced presentation of the top end so far. Pretty level presentation. Really mature presentation. And the separation of the mids and top end really nice here for me. Definitely can pinpoint the guitars here. And being a guitar guy, this is definitely an advantage for me. Really nice separation on top here for me. And even the layering of the guitars. So here in Jumping In, there's a layering of two guitars. I can definitely listen to the differences really easy here for me. So actually, even if it's quite musical in the presentation, I may still maybe can use this for some referencing because of the accuracy of the presentation. Really enjoying this. Maybe some Change the World by Eric Clapton. For even the acoustic guitar, really nice accuracy, and even for the vocals of Eric Clapton, it's one of the more maybe upfront forward vocals that I've listened to so far. And still for the whole spectrum, pretty balanced in the presentation, pretty level of a presentation. So definitely has your neutrality here for me. So musical but has your reference touch as well. Love the guitars here. And even the positioning is quite accurate. Loving the listen here so far. Let's listen to more tracks. Maybe some Dark Eternal Night by Dream Theater. Even the cymbals, nice body. Yeah, the bass drum is really kicking in on this track. Maybe one of the best hybrids that I've listened to be honest. Whole spectrum is spot on for me. Big bass, which is definitely something I like, has some warmth, but still quite accurate top end. Really nice here for me. Let's try some maybe Stage. Let's group by Earth, Wind & Fire. Yeah, Stage is maybe average to above average. Maybe not the biggest that I've listened to, but still quite decent for me. Separation really good as well. For me, quite black and white, especially in the mids to top end. But still not the best separation that I've listened to because you have some mid bass here, some prominence because of that. Maybe dynamic drivers, smoothness, but still from mid to top end, a really nice separation here. And going to detail, really great detail as well, especially for guitars and even some vocals. Really nice in the presentation. So that is my take with the Kiwiears. I love this IM. Definitely one of maybe a top 5 recommendation here for me. So this reminds me of maybe a mix of maybe a Moondrop and then maybe up the warmth a little bit and make it a bit more detailed, make it a bit more maybe clean and open sounding, maybe a bit more musical sounding. So definitely that maybe sound quality is definitely something that I like personally because I love a bit more micro detail than your usual Moondrops because I listen to a lot of guitar tracks, and having that maybe a bit more micro detail in the guitars is really nice for me. And maybe having that more maybe cleanliness in mids to top end, having to get to listen to the guitars and instruments a little bit more is really nice for me. And having that low end, the still big low end. The low end here is a bit bigger compared to some Moondrops. So that's that maybe ample low end for me. And you're still getting a bit more maybe musicality. I wouldn't say fun because the tuning here is a bit more maybe level for me, a bit more mature for me. So definitely love this. Definitely a top 5 contender, even maybe top 3 contender, and that is saying a lot here for me. And usually I go for maybe dynamic driver in my top 5s. This might be the first one that reaches that point. It might compete with my favorite Moondrops. That's definitely really impressive. So definitely recommend this Kiwiears KE4. Very impressive. So because of this, actually I would love to listen to more Kiwiears because I was that impressed for me for the sound quality, and this might be one of my day drivers as well. So it kind of fits my preference for the whole spectrum. Maybe if I'm gonna try to nitpick, it's just maybe the Stage. And maybe it can use a bit more separation because the bass and that mid bass is quite prominent, and it lessens the separation a bit. But I don't mind because I love my low end sometimes, and having that low end ample here and that mix of the top end is definitely nice for me. So still really nice for me on that. But that's the nitpicks that I can say here, and maybe the cable can be improved. Price. So this is a tricky one actually. When I introduced this maybe segment in the review, this might be the hardest so far to gauge the price of this, but I would have to guess maybe around 175 to 225 price point here, something like this. I wish I'm right. Let's see. Let's see if I am right. Kiwiears. 159. 159. So I think, yeah, I kind of, yeah. And the typical price is 199. The sale price is 159. It's right there for sure. Yeah, the sound quality is right there, and maybe one of my favorites in the $200 price point as well, for sure. Um, I may like this over the Star C actually, because of the overall sound quality. Star C can still be a bit more versatile because you have your switches, so it doesn't have it here. So yeah, maybe if this has some switches, this might be even better. But still, yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I was able to get it in the SRP price, but it's now even cheaper, 159. So definitely a good deal for me. It's not 200 anymore. So definitely nice on that. But yeah, that is my check with the Kiwiears KE4. So this is actually it's my first time sweating on the price check because I'm not 100% sure. It's my first time listening to Kiwiears, so I'm not sure, the price point of them. But yeah, that's my check with the KE4. Really enjoy this actually. So has been a long time since I really maybe enjoyed. I would love to listen to this more actually. So yeah, might be my first time, doing that because yeah, it's a new brand, new tuning, and I love the tuning. So I love these types of reviews, getting to hear new brands and then being excited about them and being excited to listen to more of their brand. So if they have maybe cheaper IEMs, maybe around $50 or something like this, or maybe sub 100, that definitely would be really interesting. But yeah, if you enjoyed the review, if you learned something, of course, leave a like and subscribe for content like this in the future. Big thanks to Kiwiears for sending this over. Links down below for their shop. They sent this to me for free, but they didn't tell me what to say, and I can say whatever I want. So big thanks to them. Of course, if you use that link, it will help out the channel a lot. Thanks for watching. And if you want me to listen to more Kiwiears, what do you like me to listen? If there's new brands that I haven't listened to before, let me know down in the comments below. What do you want me to listen to? And thanks for watching. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next review. Bye bye.